Good morning. Welcome. This is M-Dog, and we are playing Dogs of War Online. And as we often do, we're taking a first look at a game, especially like this. We're going to turn the music down, and we're going to actually take a few minutes to play through the tutorial missions. And we'll see where we get from there. Hopefully we'll get a good idea of what the game is about, what it's like. And let's start this actually first and go ahead and let me close these things out that I have cluttering my screen so that I can get to the main thing I wanted to look at here. Dogs of War Online. So okay, let's talk about the release of this game. This is a game that, at least through Steam, was released 2 days ago on February 4th. And day 1 and day 2 attempts were made by myself to play this game. And those attempts were met with servers that weren't working, or either were at capacity and not allowing new people in. So was not able to get in the first 2 days. Now today there seems to be no issue getting in. This is developed by Cyanide Studios, I think is how you would say that. And it's free to play. You know, they advertise it as a strategy game, looks like turn-based, just from looking at some screenshots and briefly reading about it. But for the most part, I have very little knowledge about what we're getting into. You do have to create an account to play. So the first thing you'd have to do when you log into the game, if you're getting in, is create an account. And that's the only thing we've done. And now the next screen is basically, let's start the tutorial. This says Quest 1, basically learn the basics of Dogs of War combat by leading a wolfen pack on a cleanup mission. Reward 100 ducats. Heart of Cadwallon, easy tutorial. Something went wrong in a clandestine necromantic laboratory in the somewhere fiefdom. Maiden fiefdom. A discreet magician has hired your men to cleanse this laboratory from top to bottom. Okay, welcome to Dogs of War Online. Turn-based online skirmish game. You manage mercenaries whose aim is more often than not to eliminate all units who offer resistance. Select on the highlighted unit to select it. Click on the highlighted unit to select it. The green area around the selected unit is its movement zone. If you move your cursor around within this zone, the ideal path between your unit and its destination should be displayed. Once the destination hexagon is selected, right-click to confirm the move. Move your warrior to the highlighted hexagon. So, it is indeed, when I put it in different places, showing me the ideal path there. This is where we're going. We left-click, does nothing. Right-click to confirm it. There he goes. Now, he is engaged. To attack target the enemy with your cursor and right-click on it. Attack the necromancer. Okay. Wow. Serious injury. After the first melee attack, the attacked enemy unit will strike back automatically. A riposte is a normal attack. It inflicts the damage expected of the unit and can miss. Nice. I like this. I like the look of it. Oh, we can zoom in a little bit and zoom out as well. Very cool. I like the look of it, and I like turn-based strategy, you know, especially good ones. So we'll see if this feels like a good one. After moving and making an action, your unit will not be playable until the next turn. Each player takes a turn to activate his units. A new turn begins when all units have carried out an action. Your enemy has carried out his actions, and it's your turn once again. Activate the highlighted warrior. Alright, so now it's talking about the portrait. When you select one of your units, its portrait is displayed at the bottom left of the screen. There you will find all the information you need to best refine your strategy. For more information, move your mouse over each element. His movement speed is 6. His hit points are at 40. Number of attacks during melee combat is 2. He is a warrior. His race is Wolfen. Army points, or APs, measure the strength of the unit. More powerful unit, the higher its army point score. Balancing games, and they're taken into account for matchmaking. accuracy, parry, dodge, damage, toughness, and willpower. Okay. You can make your units run. They can move further but lose the possibility of carrying action. You can see the sprint zone by moving your mouse outside your movement zone. The sprint zone is played in orange. Sprint to his opponent. So we're going to sprint here by right-clicking there. And here goes our guy. So he's not going to be able to attack this turn because he did sprint. So spacebar or clicking the hourglass icon, either way, to pass the warrior's turn. Bowman here, shooting at our already injured guy. Charge attack, as well as damage. A charge inflicts a stun state, -1 penalty on all characteristics until the end of the turn. Following conditions must be met for a charge. The unit has not yet moved this turn, not engaged in melee combat, in other words, not in contact with the enemy, and the unit is able to move in a straight line to its target. A charge is triggered like any other attack. Target the enemy with your mouse and then right-click. Charge the enemy warrior with your Predator of Blood. This guy, I guess. Wait. Is this the Predator of Blood? Yes. Okay, this is who he's wanting us to charge. Boom! How you like them apples? Alright. After eliminating an enemy in melee combat, you may move your unit again, and you may even attack an enemy if it's within range. Use your pursuit movement to finish off the enemy necromancer. Nice. Very nice. And they are all attacking the one guy, and he has now gotten killed. During your Dogs of War Online games, activation of your units must be done within a limited time frame. The time is displayed at the top center of your screen. If the time runs out while you are playing an activated turn, this activation ends immediately. If you have not activated any unit when time runs out, your unit with the least army points will pass its turn. When all units on the terrain have acted, a new turn begins. All your units can be activated once again in the order that you wish. Apply what you've learned to eliminate your opponents. All right. Victory. Okay. So we got 100 currency. We're up to 114. We got a little renown. We're still at level 1 though. And our 3 fellas there got some experience. Okay, so now quest number 2. Master the essentials of mysticism, distance shooting, and the concept of encirclement in this territorial defense scenario. Alright. Medium tutorial. The living dead hordes of Acheron are trying to invade your lands. Learn to something. Alright. Teach you slightly more advanced combat notions. You are now at the head of an army of lion. Archers attack from distance, but cannot make melee attacks. Shoot at the nearest enemy with your bowman. Ooh, nice. Your bowman was able to injure the enemy unit without the latter being able to strike back. Your bowman was at close range and profited from a bonus for his shot. There are many possible modifiers. Each of these factors will affect the chance your bowman making a hit. All of them take all of them into account before taking a shot. If one of your units acts before moving, it can no longer move on this turn. flees combat, he suffers attack of the opportunity to engage one of your archers in melee combat. Whenever a unit flees the contact of another unit, runs a risk suffering an attack of opportunity. The skeleton warrior has been injured, but he's managed to engage your bowman. As long as your bowman remains engaged, he will only be able to shoot at enemies in contact with him, and he will suffer significant penalties. To avoid penalties on his shots, your bowman must disengage from the skeleton warrior, thus provoking an attack of opportunity. This is calculated on the DOD of your unit as soon as it disengages from an enemy unit. When you intend to move, hexagons will provoke an attack of opportunity or displayed in red. The chance of triggering an attack of opportunity are displayed over the relevant enemy. Disengage your bowman by moving to the highlighted hexagon. 40% chance we'll get attacked. Alright, he missed. Cover and range. Now your bowman can shoot at all the enemies within his field of vision, but some are protected by cover that will reduce his chance of making a hit. The bush in front of him partially protects him from enemy shots, as he is just behind the cover. His shots will not suffer a penalty, where your other bowman, being at a distance from the cover, will be hampered in his shots. The best option is to attack the warrior that you've just fled. The latter is not under cover and is at close range, which adds to the bonus your chance of making a hit. Shoot at the enemy warrior. 100% chance. Eliminated. The enemy bowman will attempt a shot at your warrior engaged in melee combat. This action carries a handicap. Each unit between the bowman and his target reduces the chance of success. Worse still, if it fails, it's possible the unit close to the target takes the arrow instead. Let's see what will happen. Yep, he shot himself. Injured one of his allies. Be careful when shooting at targets which is behind other units. The same thing could happen to you. Alright. This cat, I tell you what. Alright, using ability spells and miracles. Magicians begin with their starting spells, but they are not alone in having special abilities. All units gain these when they level up. Casting them requires special resources, mana for magicians, faith for the faithful, or incurring the penalties for warrior units. As well as their cost in mana, all spells have a range limit. To cast a spell, select the icon with a left click, then confirm your target with another left click. Advance your magician, then cast his primal attack of light against the enemy warrior. Can cast several spells per turn as long as they have the required mana. The same goes for Faithful. Attack another skeleton with the primal attack of light spell. Where's our mana? Mana 3. Now we have 0 mana. Necromancer's starting spell to invoke a morbid puppet. Great. Swordsman is in an awkward position, I'll say. Order your swordsman to take a defensive stance to try and survive the attacks of the skeletons for this turn. Click on defensive stance order at the top of the screen to the left remaining time. Alright. Defensive stance. Alright. Still picked up an injury. The more damage unit suffers, the more vulnerable it becomes on the battlefield. Already lost more than 10 health points and therefore suffers a light wound, which means many of his combat characteristics have been reduced by -1. There are 2 other types of injuries: serious wound, -2, and critical wound, -3. This type of in-game injury will not provoke a niggling injury as long as your unit has not been eliminated. This is the cat. Alright. So, injuries. A new alteration has appeared in the alterations field of your, symbolizing the temporary injury which he suffers. Alterations are always temporary effects and can be beneficial at green or negative red. Kill all your enemies. Alright. We need to make sure we're attacking this guy, which is going to be hard to hit him from where we are. Ooh, he's so close. There we go. He got our guy, no! There we have it. Victory. Seems pretty cool, huh? We got a healing card, and we got some renown. Alright, Quest 3. Theurgy and Fear. Expect to fight at a disadvantage. Advanced tutorial. Alright, so let's get through this and then we'll wrap up this tutorial mission. Oh, mercy. Alright, the aim of this tutorial is to teach you the most complicated aspects of Dogs of War Online. There are units called Faithful who are able to call miracles on the battlefield from the gods they serve. To magicians, in contrast to magicians, the Faithful require faith points in order to call miracles. Some terrain are more difficult to cross than others. Difficult terrain, and they're always discolored by decor elements, rubble, rocks. 2 hexagons for any movement except for flying and mobile units. Select your Priest of Saliel and move him across the difficult terrain. Your Priest of Saliel is close to the enemy and has enough faith points to call his Bad Omen miracle. As with magicians, the Faithful can serve as many miracles as they wish as long as they have enough faith points. If your priest had more faith, he could call other miracles. Watch out, the Faithful and magicians suffer a -6 WIL penalty when they incant or call miracles, so do not expose for too long. Call the Bad Omen against the nearby enemy. Okay. Incantation penalties and incantation in melee combat do not apply to hybrid units such as warrior monks and warrior mages who can also attack their enemies in melee combat after incanting. However, these units can only cast 1 spell per turn. Use the Black Paladin warrior monk to call his Honor of the Blade Paladin's miracle and then attack the swordsman. This is gonna be boosting all of our Black Paladins. And now We want to attack. Tab key. Skull Warrior. Okay. Fear attribute. Must make a resistance to fear roll whenever they come into contact with such a unit. This roll is based on the willpower of the unit trying to resist. Each point of willpower increases the chance of resisting the effect. A unit carrying the fear attribute cannot be frightened by a unit whose level of fear is lower than his own. Move your Skull Warrior into contact with the enemy swordsman in order to frighten him. Legendary units are the most powerful units of an army. They're usually easily distinguished on the battlefield because of their great size. These units have a high cost in army points, but their destructive potential is very high, so you should never underestimate them. Here you are taking on a Chimera. This unit is Formidable Warrior Mage, most powerful in the game. Can cast very powerful spells to strike far harder in melee combat than any other unit of the Lion. Uh-oh. Most of the chances of an action succeeding are governed by the following formula. Characteristics of the attacker, characteristics of the defender, plus 80. Attacking unit melee combat with a 10 ACC against a unit that has 10 PRA will have 80% chance. Each action point increases the chance of making a hit by 5, and each PAR point reduces by 5. It's the unit which resists, which makes a roll, and which benefits from the 80%. You have a 1% chance for a critical hit, but some skills allow you to increase the chances. Attack the Sparkling with your Skeleton Warrior. Select the enemy Sparkling alike. To better plan your action, you must analyze the characters of your enemies. Sparkling of Light? Is that who I'm looking at? Yeah. You can check its characteristics, attributes, alterations. Movement zone is displayed. Allow you to gain upper hand over your opponent, so do not neglect it. At the beginning of each turn, a dice is thrown for each player. To this result, 1 to 6 is added to the discipline score of the faction being played. Lion's favorite score 3, where the wolf and the ram are known to be relative ends and approach to combat, scoring 1 for the wolf and 0 for the ram. Players start his or her turn. Best result starts his turn. At the beginning of each new turn, units recover their mana or their faith. Maintenance effects. Okay. Can I tab? Nice. That might not have been a good move. Mercy. Alright, what is this? Alright. Yes, sir. Boom shakalaka. We have completed the tutorials. Okay. Ram, lion, or wolf? We'll go with the lion. And we're probably not going to play any other matches, but I just want to kind of get a sense of what's going on here. We have a lion of war, several swordsmen, and we have 2 slots to choose other things. But we don't have enough to get much, except for maybe another swordsman. Okay. Talents. Alrighty. This is the change log for the open beta. 2.5. Here are the rankings. Selection of a company, so we can choose a different company. This is our company, apparently. Available missions. To boost your funds, you must know how to elicit contributions from small folk. One of your men suggesting some fundraising in Buoyancy Bay Fiefdom is reputed to harbor laborers who wish to spend their meager pay on alcohol and other pleasures. They will surely be delighted to contribute to your finances. Cost 50 of in-game currency. It's a 60% chance of succeeding, I guess. You get 110 of these if you succeed. Takes 15 minutes. And that's the only mission we can do. So we'll do that. Oh wait. 60%. We don't have a mercenary to send, apparently. Inventory. Heals the injury of one of your mercenaries. Some deep wounds could need many cards to heal. Consumed after use. And here's the in-game store. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that this is going to be real money currency and in-game currency. Special offer. So you can purchase these, but it looks like there are some in-game requirements to be eligible to purchase them. They do have units that you can purchase. So there's going to be lots of concerns about pay to win, sorry. In a game like this, I would assume if you're willing to spend real world money, that in some ways you are going to have some advantages. And so for $67, you can get 600 scions. You can get 20 for $2.69. That's US money. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like. Now, the other thing we could do here, and there's a chat thing going on over here. The other thing we could do, if we wanted to play more, is click on play. The only thing that's kind of weird, we'll go ahead and click that. Let's see, training. Okay, so you can choose maps. And I don't know if you get anything for these training missions. Online games, size of the battle 200 AP, 5 of 5 mercenaries, deathmatch mode. So some of these other modes require certain levels, 4 for elimination VIP and 6 for King of the Hill mode. There's only one map until we get to level 3. And that's the army we're going to use. Search for a game. So, unfortunately, I guess what I was hoping... Looks like this is a tutorial mission. So, but what I was hoping was this is going to be against the AI, I assume. So we don't want to get into that. It counts as defeat. I was hoping there'd be a way to easily match up in a practice match against someone you wanted to play against. So like if there was a friend you wanted to play against. And I suppose it's possible that there could be that I'm just not seeing that. But if it is, I just don't see it. Okay, anyway, so let's wrap this up. Dogs of War Online, it's in beta. It's available on Steam. It's free to play. I mean, if you enjoy turn-based strategy games, it's very low investment. It's just your time. I guess my concerns going into it, which haven't necessarily changed, would be how much of a pay-to-win model is this? How much of an advantage is someone going to have if I didn't spend any money or spent very little money going against people who are just kind of willing to spend whatever? But the mechanics seem pretty solid. It's fun, especially if you get into a variety of different types of units, and if the different armies play differently from each other, there's some variance there that could keep it interesting for a while. Different maps, different strategic decisions. So I think it's worth trying. It's overall, pretty promising if you're really into turn-based strategy. It's not like you have a ton of really good options, to choose from month to month. So when a good one comes out, it tends to be pretty popular for a while. Of course, people still talk about XCOM. And I'm sure it's inevitable that this will get compared to XCOM just because it's turn-based strategy. Although from playing this a little bit, it seems to have very few things in common with XCOM other than that. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing the tutorial missions, getting an idea of what this game is like. It's free, so if it's something that looks interesting to you, it's worth trying. All you have to do is create that account, which was very easy. It just was basically the process of confirming an email address, and that was it. So thank you for watching. Until next time.